Hi everybody, Larry Graves here. I thought I would show you some vinyl albums that a friend of mine gave me. Thank you, Jeff Griffiths. I hope that's how you pronounce it, Griffiths. And these are some bizarre albums. But I'll start with the most unbizarre of them. It is the Dave Clark 5 session with the Dave Clark 5. And of course, you can see, at least for this album, Dave Clark is definitely the star of the band. And the vinyl, it's in pretty rough shape, but there's the old Capitol label. I don't know if you can see the condition of the vinyl, but I don't have a turntable, so it doesn't really matter. Now we get into the kind of silly stuff. This one is K-Tel's Kooky Country, as advertised on TV. 24 original hits, original stars. And some of the songs I'm familiar with, and some I'm not. Little Jimmy Dickens, May the Bird of Paradise Fly Up Your Nose. But Roger Miller, of course, I'm familiar with, but I've never heard the song. My uncle used to love me, but she died. Of course, Jerry Reed's When You're Hot, You're Hot. Johnny Cash, Boy Named Sue. And then Roger Miller, You Can't Roller Skate in a Buffalo Herd. Mel Tillis and Webb Pierce, How Come Your Dog Don't Bite Nobody But Me. I'll read off some of the other titles. Mr. Custer, Dead Skunk. Does Your Chewing Gum Lose Its Flavor on the Bedpost Overnight? How to Catch an African Skeeter Alive. Long Tall Texan. Monkey That Became President by Tom T. Hall. Mule Skinner Blues by the Fendermen. 10 Little Bottles by Johnny Bond. Don't Squeeze My Charmin by Charlie Walker. And Chug-a-Lug by Roger Miller, a song I know. And this album, it's got one kind of a scratch right along it, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape. Being as I believe these came out in the 60s. Early 70s. It's upside down. Now this sounds like a very exciting album. Bird Sounds in Close-Up, Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1. Recorded and compiled by Victor C. Lewis. So, side 1, Band 1, Goldfinch, Greenfinch, Chaffinch, Dunock, Bullfinch, Spotted Flycatcher. Band 2, Swift, Rook, Collared Dove, House Martin. But what's most important is the condition of this vinyl. It's housed in nice plastic, so maybe the condition is good. It's on the Pie label, which I believe the Kinks were on, and yes, it's in excellent condition. And it's going to stay in excellent condition. one of the greatest male singers of all time. Telly Savalas. And as you know, a lot of these movie actors and TV actors would get a recording contract, like for instance William Shatner and of course Leonard Nimoy and Savalas. Telly describes himself as the only virgin recording artist there is. He also has a fairly simple philosophy for making a record. He presents himself honestly, and in other words, he doesn't sing very well. People know that singing is not my bag. But if I say, hey, this is how Telly feels about this or that song, I can't make mistakes. I can only make mistakes by pretending to be a great singer. First, you'll ask, what is an actor doing making a record? Well, when you hear Telly's dramatic interpretation of You're a Lady, You've Lost That Loving Feeling in Rubber Bands and Bits of String, you'll stop asking those silly questions and fall in love. Telly answers this question by modestly stating, I was asked to make a record. Includes the #1 hits, Rubber Bands and Bits of String, A Song for You, You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling, How Insensitive, You're a Lady, and side 2 kicks off with If, You and Me Against the World. Oh my God, he does a Beatles song, Something. Without Her by Nilsson, and Help Me Make It Through This Album. Help Me Make It Through the Night. I bet you this is in excellent condition. Yep. It's on MCA Records. Wow. Telly. Now this artist I've heard of. Similar to Johnny Cash, except his name is Johnny Paycheck. I wonder if that was his actual original name. Anyway, the album's called She's All I Got. Now this guy most likely had talent. But what do I know? Definitely more talent than Telly. But don't Telly anybody. I like the self-importance of these albums. Through time and across distance, on the basis of both hard work and a great talent for communicating the message of a song, Johnny Paycheck has increased his following. He ended up having 11 followers. The starting point was Ohio. Then there were a command performance for the Queen of England. Somehow she got over it. An appearance as the first country artist to sing at Carnegie Hall. TV shows, records, and a move to Nashville. Johnny, whose present home is Denver, is applauded not only for his entertainment talents but also for his ability to write exceptional songs. I'm having trouble talking today. Touch My Heart and Apartment Number 9, recorded by other artists, are in the classic category following national hit status gained at the times of their releases. And it goes on and on and on. And it's on the Epic label. I don't know how my own grading for this would be it's got a couple of nicks and scratches, but overall it's not bad. I give this like a B+. It's on the Epic label. I don't know. I like this one. First there was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And then other great albums like Dark Side of the Moon. Some of the best albums of all time. The Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon. The Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers, and Georgia Rendell, I Was in Prison. It's still got the plastic on it. And it's really hard to read the writing on some of this. But the song titles, I'd Like to Settle Down, I Was in Prison, The Chains Are Broken, One Day at a Time, Let Them Know, Pajera's Testimony Song, Amigo Eterno. And it sounds like the other ones are kind of, I don't know if that's Spanish or Mexican or what. But you can tell by those backup singers that it's going to be a real toe tapper of an album. And it is on the famous, can't even read it. I can't even read that label. I don't know if it's Iona. Maybe it's Iona. I would give this a, wow, that is in good condition. I give that, for a condition, an A. What do you expect when it's never been played? I'll save the best one for last. Got 3 more to go through. Nuance, Vivre dans la nuit. It's some band from Quebec. So it's, I believe it's a French record. And I like how, well, is that the front? Yeah, that is the, no. Is this the front? No. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is the front cover. One of the most famous album covers of all time is this one right here. Because when you reverse it, it's upside down. I don't know if they did that on purpose or it was a printing error. It'd be funny if it was a printing error. Our new album's released. Oh, it even comes with it comes with lyrics. Unfortunately, they're in French, so I can't sing them to you. And it is on the ISBA, the famous ISBA record label. And in very good shape. A couple of fingerprints, Jeff. But overall, I give that like an A minus. One of the top-selling albums from the early 80s. Rare and unique musical instruments owned and played by Randy Rain Roush. Sound effects. I'm not going to make a comment about that photo. I should Google his name and see if he's still around making hit records. See if you can pause the video if you want to read some of these. I really don't want to read them. It includes the hit singles Mountain Flower, In the Briar, Silver Curls, Voice of the Dusk, Mallet Song, Woven Baskets, and Inagata Davida. Just joking. Boy, very short songs. It's on the Total Records label, and unfortunately the record is in very good condition. I give that like a, there's one kind of, let's see, one little scratch. So I give that an A or an A minus. Look at that. If you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing today, it's this one here. Whoever that is. I always cut my head off. It hurts. And this is I think my favorite of the ones Jeff gave me here. Body Songs Goes to College by Oscar Brand. I'm not sure. That name kind of sounds a little familiar, so maybe he actually sold some records. With Dave Sear on the banjo, one of the greatest musical instruments of all time. I'll read you some of the song titles. Ooh, $2. Now that's a deal. Audio Fidelity. Is that the record label? I guess it is. And the year, wow, the year is 1961, and this is in very good condition. I give that a, it's got some scuffs and stuff, but no scratches. I give that a, like an A or A minus. Very ugly label though. Close-up of the cartoon there. It's a little on the disturbing side. I don't know why. Every fraternity house, every college smoker, every facility dining room is a hotbed of body songs. I knew that. Every college man is the inheritor of a legacy of ribaldry which has been passed on in a direct progression from the students who matriculated, you'd have to be in college to understand that, with Abelard, Schiller, and Kipling, that guy Kipling. But let us not forget the words of the old song. How we are now all singing about it, the reason is simple, we're doing without it. Some of the songs. The Girls from Campus Hall. Four-letter words. Study in forget it. Drinks all round. Seniors in town again. Glorious. Correspondence. The more vulgar-minded. Ride on. The Duchess and the Student. Old soldiers never die. 4 for 3. The Codfish Song and Father's Grave. So yeah. That's it. I hope you enjoyed me going through these terribly incredible albums. And once again, thank you, Jeff. And maybe he'll give me more of his crappy records for me to show you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.